Will Greece default? It's a burning question. I'm Colin Barr.
The short answer is no, and I'm Katie Benner with Fortune magazine.
Katie, the credit default swaps market seems to suggest that Greece is going to default very, very soon. And your view is that that's not so. So why is that?
The one big lesson that people learned from Lehman is that the government will step in to support the markets if they think that it's absolutely necessary. So fast forward to what we see today. We have a situation where the Germans have come out and they really truly believe that the Eurozone needs to exist. Greece is certainly the linchpin there for now. They are on the verge of default, but it can be avoided if governments can get together, get their acts together, and come to a compromise on something. Now, there's absolutely no reason that can't happen, and we've seen from Lehman, the fall of the Lehman collapse, and everything that happened thereafter, that it was a complete disaster when people didn't step in.
The counter position might be that when we screwed everything up with Lehman in this country, that there was only one government and there was only one central bank, and we still managed to screw it all up. The complicating factor in Europe is you have 17 governments, and that makes you get a lot of cooks in the one kitchen. Things get crowded. You get some eggs being broken. So what's your take on that?
No, certainly you're right. You have the Germans, you have the French. Those egos are clashing. You have all the other countries that are involved that are upset with Germany and France for dragging Greece into the Eurozone in the first place and bending all the rules for them.
Right.
But at the end of the day, once the specter of disaster truly is in everyone's faces, I do believe that people will come together and come to a consensus, and that a lot of what you see right now is political bloviating. Angela Merkel needs to stay in office, so she needs to make it seem like this is an incredibly horrible and hard decision, and one that she just doesn't want to make but just has to. But at the end of the day, France and Germany especially know that their banking system depends on some sort of calm resolution of the Greek situation.
One of the complicating factors, you have the banking system there is very leveraged in Europe, so there's the worry about the Greeks not repaying that way. There's also this worry about the credit default swaps, where even if the ministers all get together and say, look, we're going to roll over the loans, we're going to have the banks extend the maturities, we're not going to have any defaults on the loans, there is this thought that even if you get all those things right, that you could still have the credit default swaps could actually still be triggered because they're written with different specifications and this and that. So how do you answer that?
Yes, people are worried there could be a technical default. Fitch Ratings just came out and said that if, in short, they said if you guys are trying to fool around with this and not pay the money you're supposed to pay by either getting a break from your lenders, et cetera, we'll still consider a technical default. And yet there is that worry. At the end of the day, though, I think that what we saw during the financial crisis is that if governments want to get together and rewrite all of the rules of the game throughout the existing rule book when it comes to bankruptcy, when it comes to lending, when it comes to forcing people to take haircuts a la Chrysler, they absolutely will. I mean, this is a situation where governments always have the upper hand.